Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. This is actually one of my guilty pleasure movies. I just love this movie. I don't know even where I first saw it, but I just love this movie, and it's definitely one that I enjoy watching every single time that I do. But this is Eight-Legged Freaks, and I hate spiders. So I don't know what it is about this movie, but I think that it's great. It is a horror comedy from 2002, and it stars David Arquette, Dougie Doug, and Scarlett Johansson in what I think is one of her very early roles. So David Arquette plays Chris McCormick, and Chris owns after his father died, he inherited I think it's a salt mine. It's some sort of mine in Prosperity, Arizona. So that's where the entire film takes place. So then we have the Parker family. So it's a single mom and two children, and the single mom is the sheriff of the town, and her name is Samantha Parker. And then we have Ashley Parker, who is played by Scarlett Johansson, and I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like 17-ish, 16, 17. And so Mike Parker is kind of obsessed with all these like weird like bugs and all that stuff. And he befriends this guy named Josh, who is the owner of the owner of a spider farm. And so he like grows spiders for whatever reason, and he's got all kinds. He's got orb weavers, he's got jumping spiders, tarantulas, the whole 9 yards. And so what happens is this Josh guy is like, Mike, look I've got all of these superfood crickets that I'm feeding to these spiders, and it's causing them to grow. So it turns out that these crickets are from a pond that has been contaminated with toxic waste. So fast forward a little bit, and the guy, Josh, who owns the spider farm, he is doing something and realizes that one of the spiders has escaped. So he's like looking all over for it, and you see it crawling up his back onto his neck and bites him, and he starts to kind of panic. And when he panics, he knocks into a bunch of the spider tanks, and they all get released into the wild. So we find out that the spiders are going into the mine that Chris McCormick owns, and they're growing to large sizes. And basically that's the start of the movie, like where the spiders actually come in. And once they get to over the size of like a human, then that's when they start to start feeding on humans. People start going missing and everything like that. That is it for the description. So I mean, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. But let's get into what I like and don't like about this movie. So one of the things that I really like about this movie is I like the setting. There's a lot of different set pieces within this town, and I like that it's secluded in the desert and that there's not really a whole lot of people around. It makes it seem like it's much more plausible, kind of, that something like this would happen, even though it's not really plausible that there would be large spiders that kill people. But I like the desert location, and there is also a deserted mall in the desert and in this town, and well, pretty much deserted, nobody goes there. But that is a big part of the movie as well towards the end. And then the whole mines, I really like mines and kind of like caves, so I really like those set pieces, and I think that they are great parts of the plot. I think that I just like those settings, and it is a horror comedy, and there's not really like laugh out loud moments, but I definitely like the tone of the movie. I think the tone is very not taking itself too seriously. it definitely pays homage to a lot of the 50s and 60s, like, dark, black and white, giant bug movies. And so I really like that aspect. I think that it does a really good job. So the things that I am not particularly a fan of. So there's a couple actors in this this movie that I feel like are a little, like, they're kind of cringy. Like, I don't know if it's because they're trying to be funny because this is a horror comedy, or they just can't act very well. So that was a little disappointing, but I mean, for the most part, I think everyone does a pretty good job. There's just a few scenes that I'm like, I don't know, that's pretty bad. And then also the CGI is a little, I can't tell if the movie is, the CGI is supposed to be bad, or it's just not aged very well. I'm kind of leaning towards it's supposed to be bad, but it's one of those things that it's kind of like, it also hasn't aged well, so that's a little bit of a downside, but I can definitely look past it. It's much better than like a sci-fi movie, so that's always a plus. And then we also have, one of the things that I wrote notes about this. So one of the things that was really weird is that the spiders make noise, and literally there's a couple scenes where they're making this noise, and it definitely sounds like the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. So that's kind of weird. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and I would definitely recommend watching it if you can find it. I really hope that this movie gets a Blu-ray release, hopefully soon. It is a Warner Brothers movie, and if you're not familiar with it, Scream Factory has just gotten a Warner Brothers deal. I remember about a year or two ago when I first started really getting into collecting like those collector sets and stuff from Scream Factory. Actually, you know what kind of started me on that is my Reddit gift exchange that I did for like cinema. It was some sort of like cinema gift exchange, and I got a Scream Factory movie. So that was really cool. I'll put one of the iCards in so you can watch that if you are interested. But that kind of really got me into it. And at that point, it was kind of like Warner Brothers does not sublicense their movies to other people, so you can't really... So if they don't release it themselves, then you won't get that movie. So now that they have this deal, I'm really hoping that Eight-Legged Freaks will become a part of it, because I would really like to get this movie on a Blu-ray, and I'd really like to see the extra special features, because I know one of the special features is actually a short that this movie was based on. But definitely check it out if you have the chance. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about what I think about this movie, and if you've seen it, let me know what you think about this movie, or if you haven't seen it, hopefully this review will encourage you to seek it out and watch it. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.